Welcome to Crowning Around, where every woman wears a crown, whether she's 17 or 70. I'm Joan Caliendo, and this is the space where magic happens when women empower women. Each week, we'll dig into topics like ageism, stepping into your power, and everything in between. And today, we're kicking it all off with a queen in her own right. Me, Ms. New York Senior America.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to Crowning Around. This is Season 2, Episode 3, and we're calling this Say Yes to the Dress. And you're going to understand my motives this evening when we talk to two wonderful, amazing women. One I know from pickleball, and the other is an entrepreneur in her own right, and we will speak to her about her new amazing business that was kind of inherited from the lady in the middle. So let me start by saying thank you for joining us again. And of course, rest in peace, Dolly Parton. That's how my day started this morning, and she and I share a birthday. By the way, that's about it that we share. But I always felt when it was my birthday, it was Dolly Parton's birthday, and she made it to 80, and God bless. What a class act. What an image of a woman that helped other people. She gave back so much to her community and to children, and she just was the picture of positivity and beautifulness, even with her glossy nails and her fake hair. And she would always say, it costs a lot of money to look this cheap, and I just loved her for it. So God bless and rest in peace, Dolly Parton. I had to say that. So here we are at the final days of summer, and we're getting in those last minute boat rides. We're going to concerts at the beach. We're trying to sail along the Great South Bay and find the perfect lobster roll before the summer comes to an end. But I am really, really interested tonight in understanding if some of you experienced some beautiful summer weddings, because I certainly did. And these ladies are here to talk to us about, making the right decisions when it comes to gowns and dresses and beautiful attire. So we're going to start to talk about a legacy of women empowering women. And that's what the show is about this evening. And my guests are Miss Gina DiGuardia and Miss Andrea Bellisimo-House. Welcome, ladies. Thank you, crowd. So this is the past owner of a shop in Bayshore, New York called the Bridal Suite. And this is the current owner of the same shop called the Bridal Suite. And when I talk about entrepreneurship and legacy and generational showmanship and sportsmanship and stewardship, I'm talking about Gina's family, who began this business in 1964, opening their first shop in Patchogue, New York. By the time Doris and Peter DiGuardia opened their first store, they decided it was going to be a one-stop wedding planning shop. So they catered to not only the bride, but the bridesmaids and the groom and certain attire and invitations, etc. So let's start with a little trip down memory lane for Gina and her family. So we're going to look at the picture of her mom and dad's wedding. What year was that?
That would have been 1957.
1957. Look at those lovebirds in the black and white photo. And
20.
Just look at that. That's the image we love to see. Usually then they had the car door shot where they wrote just married and they were winking right out the back seat of the car. But we don't have that. So the next shot I wanted to show you was a picture of the original, I guess this is like an etching or an artist's rendition of the first store, yes?
This is actually the Bayshore store.
This is the Bayshore store.
It was the second location in Bayshore. We were in 4. It's a little box step, and that is an artist's rendition.
Beautiful, which is still a beautiful store on Main Street in Bayshore today. And the last picture, which I thought was Gina and her dad when she was a young burgeoning model on the runway. There she is. But this is not her dad. This is the standard singing of Daddy's Little Girl that ended every Italian wedding, maybe almost every wedding in New York in the 70s or 60s, that photo? Might be
right on the cusp.
Right on the cusp, 69. The Mets just won the World Series, and this man is singing Daddy's Little Girl, and we're all happy. That's the famous wedding photo of little girls that were flower girls in that time period. So we start with tradition, we start with commitment, we start with customer satisfaction, attention to details, and attention to deadlines. And the strength of this family took this small shop in Patchogue, developed one in Bayshore, and then by the time we looked over some of the materials that were sent to me, I realized you had 10 stores operating at the same time, including locations in New Jersey and one in Florida. Is that accurate?
So there were
that's
actually
10.
2 in Florida, but the Florida locations came a little bit later.
Unbelievable, because everybody from New York moves to Florida, so why not? So let me also show you the cover of Newsday, which happens to be the big newspaper here on Long Island. You know, it's not the New York Times in New York City or the Daily News or the Post, but this is big time for us, and that is definitely your mom.
That
And
is my
Gina
mom.
on the cover of Explore Long Island, which is a segment of Newsday. And is that your wedding day?
That is my wedding day.
Ah, what year was that?
That was 1992.
Look at that. And oh my God, how do you pick the perfect wedding dress when all you've done is have perfect wedding dresses at your disposal? That's a tough one. So we're going to get into it. And let me just give you a little more of the history of Gina and her family by saying by 1996, Gina became the co-owner with her mother, Doris, continuing the family legacy. And eventually, Gina would go on to have 4 children. And all 4 of them, in some capacity, have worked at these stores, which I love. In 2002, Andrea was searching for the perfect prom dress, and she went into the Bridal Suite and instantly became part of the family because you too worked in several capacities at the store, right? And then eventually by 2026 was, after being a manager for many years, became the owner of Bridal Suite, which is where we are today. And if you could notice that these 2 ladies have known each other for a very long period of time, but it's a friendship built on respect, common ground, and also a love and a passion for putting out the right dresses and making people feel special. The part that I loved the most when I was reading a lot of the information that was sent to me was that no matter if there was a pandemic, a flood, a fire, they never missed a wedding. And they never missed a deadline. And every bride, listen, you could say a lot of things if there's a fire, went away happy with the stuff that they wanted to have to celebrate their wedding. So that's a true testament to the professionalism of these 2 ladies. Bobby, there's one more photo I would like for you to put up. I think this is you signing on the dotted line, Andrea, when you purchased. Is that the right photo? Look at that.
That was an emotional day.
That's an emotional day. Gina is relieved in that photo, but you look emotional.
I was, yes.
But what a story. What a
Yes.
story. That's a testament to trust, right?
Yes.
That's a testament to trust and also a leap of faith.
Yes,
So
yes.
the other part of the equation, which the ladies informed me on, is that all of the alterations that are done, and we know when we go for dresses, alterations can cost another small fortune. That's a whole other dress, right? But the lady that has been the seamstress to the stars at Bridal Suite, Miss Rosa Velasquez, yes?
Yes.
She has now created her own store called Rosa's Alterations, and there she is. Listen, this is the woman I want to sew for me. I don't even know her, and I feel like she's going to make sure I look perfect and everything's going to be as it should be. And she has now branched off and does her own alterations at her own store, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
but you send the brides to her to have their dresses altered. It's just not on the premises.
It's not in Bridal Suite's premises, but she is located in the building.
In the
yes.
building.
But she's her own.
She's her own
business.
entity.
Yes.
And what a success story that is for Rosa. Yes? Tell me a little bit about her.
And I do want to add that as I was reflecting on this part of it, we do have a list of seamstresses
Yes.
in Long Island that I can't stop saying we.
You're still there. Don't worry.
You're here tonight, so it's
guys-
we.
It's always going to be we.
They
Yes.
provide. And
Yes.
5 of those seamstresses were all employed
Yes.
by Bridal
Yes.
Suite that
That's
have
wonderful.
all branched out.
And
on
they
their
didn't
own.
know each other when they first started, or they were somewhat.
No, before they started working at Bridal Suite back then, no. They all
That's
met
amazing.
and then they all grew
amazing.
and
So they're
became their
separate.
own.
But that's a
now.
testament to trust, right? Because
Oh,
these
yes.
these women trusted that you would employ them and keep them provided for, right? And
Yes.
that the store would continue to run and be successful. And that's a testament to the way you run your business. So today, all of the female employees from 30 to 5, right? You originally had a staff of about 30, now we're down to 5.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true. Yes.
Create
Yes.
an intimate experience, and it's a princess's story. So here we are crowning around talking about royalty, as we always do. And, you know, I remember going for my wedding dress, and I'm from Brooklyn, so the place to go was Kleinfeld, right? Which is where Say Yes to the Dress comes from, right?
Yes.
The show and
Yes.
all of that.
They coined it. Yeah.
But I have to say, it was not personal, and it was not intimate, and it wasn't one-on-one. It was a factory, and the name preceded itself, so all of the young girls went there. And yeah, I mean, I was satisfied with what I got, but there was never a personal touch. And when you did have a little bit of a concern after the alterations were done and you didn't exactly love the way certain things, it was, again, not the same lady that you started with for your alterations. So everything you spilled to her wasn't really followed through. So nothing against Kleinfeld, still a very successful bridal shop in Manhattan. But I am saying what I learned from the research that I did for tonight's show is that the personal part is the part that makes people keep going back to Bridal Suite, right? And
Yes.
and the fact that we're looking at female entrepreneurship on display is another amazing thing. So there's so much to unpack. I have so many questions for these ladies. So we're going to get to the part of the show which is called the Queen's Court. And here's where we start with some of the questions. So please discuss for our viewers and our listeners, because we're on Spotify as well, the power of owning and managing a female-run business. So if I could get positives and negatives from both of you, what would you say?
You have a lot more experience. So I'll let you go first.
But you know what feels right and what doesn't.
Yes.
Okay, so what are the positive aspects of running an all-female business?
I'd say the positives might be the same as what the negatives could be.
Okay.
It's very emotional. So our clients are emotional, and
I love
I think
that.
the staff can take on that emotion, especially right now. There's a very empathetic and very compassionate staff
I love
on
that.
board, so they feel a lot.
I
and
love
they
that.
take on, what the clients are experiencing and want to fix and solve and make them feel
Special
seen.
and
Yeah.
seen, yeah. And negative, what might be some negatives?
The second part of that would be we do take on a lot from our clients, whether you're, their family is there with them. There's some,
right.
family drama. Who doesn't
Mother-in-law.
like that? Yes, yes. So we do play the part of therapist.
You do.
Yes, and we're women, and women are very hard on ourselves
We
sometimes.
are. We are.
But we do absorb that when we are working with clients. So sometimes you do carry that with you when you
Sure.
leave, and as much as you want to empower and encourage, sometimes
Yeah.
you can't get through to someone, and
Yeah.
you kind of shoulder that a little bit.
Sure, because when we look in the mirror, what we see, you're not seeing. You don't
Yes.
know the person.
Right.
And you're saying from a point of honesty, not of salesmanship, that looks wonderful on you. Or perhaps.
Maybe try this one
Right.
instead.
Right. Have you ever thought of.
Yes. Here's a wild card. Just put it on. Trust
Because,
us.
and we need that. We need that when we go shopping for this big event, because I'm sure they all come with their ripped out magazine pictures, right? And they have these concepts.
Or
of
their
what-
phones now.
Yeah,
Cell
well,
phones.
right. I'm so old.
I'm with you with the magazines, but yes, they
I
come
did
in
the
with
magazines.
the whole Pinterest board of
Oh, the
their
Pinterest
vision
board.
of what they want.
Oh my God. And have they gone to AI? Like to.
Yes, we've experienced that for the first time this
Andrea,
year.
Tell us. And they put themselves in as the
Yes,
Oh,
I think I encountered my first one maybe a couple of months ago,
oh
where
boy.
the mom was shopping for a dress, the mother of the bride, and the bride had AI 2 bridesmaids in her bridesmaid colors in the screen, and I was just like,
Oh.
it's so different, but it's the wave of the future.
It's the
so-
wave of the future, and it's a tool. But
Yes.
it's reality. Reality.
It's a new hurdle to deal with. you know?
And listen, it's here to stay.
It
So
is.
we were saying the same thing about the internet. What? The internet?
Yeah.
We were saying the same thing. 2000.
What's a
What?
phone?
This is going to be the ruination of society. Everything's going to shut down. Okay. So again, doing my research, right? That's the school teacher in me. I said to myself, picking your mate must be the most stressful decision of your life, but it's also the most important decision of your life because it can make or break you. The hopes is that it will enhance your life, but we all know that somewhere down the road that may not be the case. And I'm also guessing that you're getting a lot of same-sex marriages at this point in time too, right? So you have to navigate that slope as well. So my question is, how do you deal with each of the people on the couch that they brought with them? So we're going to start with the opinionated mother. Now, I'm sure that's going to be me when my daughter makes this big decision. She always says her wedding is going to be the Joan show, but I don't believe that. It's just I like to plan and I like to have parties, and I'm honest. So how do you deal with the mother that maybe has a vision different from the bride?
Include her. Listen to her.
Listen to the mom.
Give her her space.
Okay.
Instead of focusing only on the bride, give the mom her moment too.
Even if it's different from what you're hearing the bride saying to you in confidence, that this is really the way I see myself, but my mother is maybe a little more traditional or has to,
It's important that she feels
Oh, I
heard.
love that.
Yeah.
She was probably paying.
A lot of times, yes.
Don't
But-
forget moms.
But,
I
it's
love
their,
that
it's
you're
their
saying
first
that.
time being a mother of the wedding, too.
I love
so they're
that you're
just as
saying
excited.
that. Have you
Yes.
ever gotten to the point where it's so diametrically opposed that you can't come to a consensus?
I've seen it happen.
You've seen it happen.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh boy. And how about mother-in-laws? Do you see them showing up now too? Because that used to
Sure.
be taboo. You never brought the mother-in-law. It's supposed to be a big surprise, right?
Yeah, they're included too now, and
like
and
that.
I think it's very special to include the moms on both sides. Because
Right.
again, if there wasn't them, then there'd be no wedding.
Right. There's no wedding.
I love to say that. I love, the girls at work say that all the time. If it wasn't for you, then there'd be no bride and groom. So you're just as important.
Okay, so then how about the vision that the bride has may be a little left of center, like a little bit more modern. And your job is to really cater to the bride. First and foremost, listen to the mom, the in-laws, the dog that they brought, the anxiety dog.
The aunt twice removed
The
that had
aunt
to come.
twice removed came on a boat to be there. Okay, are you serving them wine and champagne so that they loosen up?
No.
I think you should.
Water and candy.
Sometimes
That's
you
it.
get a little too.
Oh, they get too loopy?
They get a little
little
too
too loose.
Yeah.
I remember them giving me champagne. I was like, this is great.
They may do that before they come in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, brunch beforehand. Or
Brunch.
something.
Okay.
Yes.
What about when the goals are really not realistic? They're unrealistic. Like somebody, whatever your size is, there are certain dresses none of us are going to fit in or
right.
not look well in. What do you do with that?
I think that it's important to listen to what they're asking for and to indulge in that, but
Okay.
also to use our professional opinion on what we think would suit them best. Just to show them that we are listening to you. We
Right.
do want to give you what you want. Let them see what they're asking for, and then gently guide you to what we
Which
know best.
Reasonable, what you know best.
Yes.
Okay, what has been the craziest bridal situation you've seen? No names, just...
Oh boy.
Oh boy! I mean, we could. Do
I mean,
a
I'm
good
going to
story,
guess
like
color,
the-
right? That they wouldn't want a white or a cream. or
Yeah,
an
we've had
off-white.
all black wedding dresses.
All black.
One of our best-selling dresses is a ivory gown with floral color.
Okay.
People like that.
So
but,
people are coming around with more color these days.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's no story of like somebody came in and you were like,
I do remember one time somebody came in from England and they were going to wear a dress for a wedding that somebody was loaning them, and they went to put it on the morning of the wedding and it didn't fit, and they needed a dress for that day altered for their wedding that afternoon. So that was a good story that we were able to
adapt and get it done.
Get that dress
Yeah.
on her and send her out the door in the
Wow.
dress to the church.
Yeah. Or I remember one bride had ordered her dress online back when online shopping started, and
Oh, boy.
it didn't work out, and she was in a panic, and she
You
needed-
corrected it.
Yeah.
Timo dresses? No.
It was, I don't even know where it was
No,
from.
now,
but
could you
yeah.
Listen.
So we always say, don't shop online.
You
You're not going to
Okay, I'm trying to see. I have a senior citizen tap dance crew that I have to dress, and they're lovely and they're beautiful and they have amazing legs. But we're buying things that are manufactured in China, and no one is a size small on this team in comparison to the people that are making these outfits. They get so offended when I order them extra larges, but it's
their size chart.
there's a size chart, and
Yes,
these people that are
yes.
overseas are not American sizes. So there we go.
Yes.
Okay. So here's
It's
my
too important of a day.
it's too important of a day.
Yes.
And are you finding that a lot of brides now are wearing the formal dress for the church and then changing into another fun dress?
We're seeing that a lot more now.
Are you doing
yes.
that as
Yes,
well? Are
yes.
I kind of
Yes.
like that.
We've
Because you
had,
can let loose and be fun you know,
Yeah.
dancing, and I like that.
yeah, they have their ceremony and then the reception or after party dress.
The
is what they're
after
doing.
party dress. I like that. I like a good jumpsuit. I'm wearing white tonight for the ladies. Okay, so generational businesses. This I think is more for Gina. This was accepted as your destiny, or did you push back at any point?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us.
That's a really great question.
Thank you.
And being born into the business,
Yeah.
and, picking up pins when I was
Your
5, 4,
pre-modeling days.
Pre-modeling days. I mean, sitting on the platform as an infant.
Yeah.
So I didn't think it would be my destiny.
Okay.
Maybe that's a little bit of a rebel
Okay.
in myself.
Fine.
And then coming, working in many of the stores before getting out of high school. I did head off to college, did explore a little bit, and came back and found that working alongside my mom gave me a lot. She was a great teacher,
Yeah.
and she was a great business partner, and a great friend.
And a great friend. Oh, you had all three things.
Yeah,
And she gave you a great foundation,
she did.
not just
And,
as a mother, but as a business person.
And that legacy, I know Andrea had the pleasure of working with my mom
That's
as well.
wonderful.
Yes.
So,
Incredible woman.
and it's instilled even in employees that didn't know her. So,
She's still spoken about to this day.
I mean, how bold was that for her in the 60s? Right?
yes.
Now, your dad and she were equal partners?
So my dad, the way the whole business came about is my dad was a Cutco salesman.
Okay, which I got those knives from my wedding from family. I didn't even know what they were. They were like, "We got you Cutco knives." I was like, "And thank you."
I wonder if
I
he had
knew
something to do with
that the envelope was a little bulky, but Italians give money; they don't bring knives. But okay, anyway. So
do, maybe.
so I got those Cutco knives. So your dad would be happy to know that. But okay, tell us how it came
And
to
a
be.
lot of the young couples were saying, or the young people were saying, well, we're saving for our wedding.
Yes.
So the wheels started to turn, as they do with my dad, and he generated this idea. And
Unbelievable.
of course, they were married at the time with 2 young children, and started this. And when you say full service, it was a one-stop. There were bands, limousines, invitations,
Yes.
tuxedos,
Smart.
all
That's
the
so smart.
things. And now I feel like the specializing part, like
Yeah.
just keying in and
Just the
focusing.
dresses.
Just the dress.
No
Yes.
invitations, no all of that. It's just this
It's whittled down to hone in on brides and moms.
and moms.
And moms.
So no tuxedos either. RSVP tuxedos is down the block, right? From you guys, or used to be.
Yes.
Send it
Yes.
down. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing: maintaining a store, a brick and mortar store, is not easy, right? And you have to have an impeccable reputation to keep people coming back, right? So that's probably what your mother instilled in you to keep going forward. And that's why Andrea is being successful as well, right? Because you're only as good as your last bride. and the recommendations that come from that. Yes.
Yes.
Taking care of the customer
Yeah.
is
Yes.
probably the foundation that
100%.
still
Yes,
is the
and I
most
love
important
that,
thing.
and it's such an important day. So we, that's your calling card. So this question is for Andrea. How huge of a responsibility is it to continue this brand and yet create your own success? So that's a two-part.
Huge is an understatement.
Okay.
I feel extremely blessed and fortunate that I was given this opportunity first. That I was even that Gina would even think that was qualified, or want to hand this enormous gift to me.
Right.
To carry on not only hers but Doris is their legacy and what they built for all these years. I mean, I was at the store for a couple of years and everything, but really they started it, and my goal is to just continue to instill what they want, what they started, and just go with the flow and go with the times and keep giving the best service that we are known for.
And that's what you're known for. Is there anything that you've done a little different now that you've taken the reins over?
Not yet.
Okay.
I have a couple of ideas here and there, but
Well, that's great. Growth.
But in the transition, the 5-year transition of Gina handing things over to me and letting me take the reins, we did make some major changes that I feel like, all right, let's slow it down.
Now we can breathe, right?
Yes, and make sure that everything is still running smoothly and that, staff is happy, customers are happy.
It was all part of the plan.
It was all part of
We're part of the unwritten plan.
Now, I did mention a flood, and I did mention a fire, and that's real. So what happened, and how did you rebuild from that?
It was crazy about the fire. I happened to be staying in my mom's for a couple of weeks because they were renovating the house, and nobody called us and let us know. And we saw it on Channel 12, like 12 News at 8 o'clock in the morning. And my stepdad is like, the store's burning down. And I think we took about a half hour to cry.
Oh.
And what happened in the days following was absolutely amazing as tragedy happens. It was a Thursday. There were 11 dresses that we needed to re-get miraculously. I don't know how we got every single dress. Our seamstresses stayed up till way past midnight and hand-delivered dresses on Saturday morning
And
for the
those
weddings.
dresses didn't get destroyed.
Every dress got
every
destroyed.
dress
So
did.
those dresses were replaced. Manufacturers, friends. We had people pouring in saying, do you need sewing machines? Like other people.
The community rallied.
Yes, even in other stores.
It's amazing.
And,
It really is.
after like about a week when we were just autopilot, we were on autopilot.
Yeah.
My mom said, like, I feel like it's a wonderful life, and I'm watching it.
My favorite movie.
And
That's
just
when the
the
community,
way
right?
that this horrible tragedy always, and that's been really the way we've often looked at things, especially coming from the way my mom saw things, that when something good can come out of something tragic or bad or unfortunate
tragedy,
or unwanted, and a lot did.
Wow.
The new store, for instance, we would have never had this location, and just the realizing how grateful and how we can,
Rebuild. And it again, it's because of the strength of your reputation and the way in which you treat people and the way in which people saw your business run as a straight, honest, caring, empathetic entity run by women. And we love that, and we want more of that. And that's risky to take those jumps. In 1964, that's a leap. But Andrea took the same jump because it's not easy to run your own business, and especially when things are so expensive, et cetera, and tariffs and everything that affects your business.
That was a big deal
I'm
for a
sure.
time.
I didn't even
Yes.
want to bring it up, but I said I have to because
Yes.
that's got to be a cruncher for you, right?
was-
Because that changes the whole landscape for you, doesn't it?
It changed everything for us.
Pricing,
Yes. Everything is imported from all over the world.
right?
So there was each design house implemented their own rules, and 15% for this one. Some poor brides were having to pay. I remember one girl had a $500 tariff on top of her gown.
Just to release it to get here.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we did what we could to try and eat some of the costs, but there's only so much that we could do. The designers helped out a little bit, we helped out a little bit, but by the time it trickled down to them, still was a hefty price tag.
And again, like an obstacle, that is another opportunity with how do we handle this and how do we do it to the best of our ability so we are serving and still making sure that we are here for the clients
and
when
you're
they're
being
ready.
honest with them.
Yes, it was a whole new conversation that we
It's a
had
whole
to
new conversation.
that we never had to have before.
Right.
And it was
It's heady. It's
yes,
not easy
it was
to have
uncomfortable.
these
It was
are tough. These are
uncomfortable.
tough words to say. All right,
Yeah.
where are most of the goods coming from?
They come from. There's some that come from Canada, Indonesia.
Oh no, Canada!
India. I know. Today, I know.
China.
China.
Maple syrup is up.
Turkey, Istanbul. They come from
Turkey.
everywhere. They really do come from everywhere. It's not everyone thinks just one factory. It's factories upon factories that do it. And then they have one factory that starts it, and then another one that finishes it.
Right.
I was lucky enough to go to one of our factories in Barcelona, Spain.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and they do it all there, and then the dresses get imported to us. So I got to see it from start to finish, and
Lovely.
It's
And a beautiful
truly,
city.
Yes, it was truly amazing to see. So,
And are we still handcrafting things? Like, are we still sewing
there were
things
still
by hand? and
the seamstresses putting bead by bead
love
on
that.
in that factory, and it's truly amazing.
It's a dying art, and it's something that's. I can see the difference in the clothing that people put on, like, the fancy gowns and stuff like that. You can easily see what's
could tell.
hand sewn and beautifully, the bugle beads and all of that other
And
stuff.
maybe that is the beauty. Maybe it is not a dying art.
I know. Well, yes, because people want things quick, and that takes time. So when and you're dealing with
the Amazon Prime world.
the best invention in the world.
Yeah.
Stop.
I
Come
know,
on now.
I know.
Come
but,
on.
But you
I
have
ordered something last night. It was there this morning.
Yes,
What?
but
What?
not every-
It's on my doorstep.
Yes,
I didn't
but
even move.
Our business is not the only, but is a business that does not run that way. Everything is
Oh.
special ordered. So
You're
It
not
takes
dealing
a-
with Amazon Prime all the time? Who are you
our
dealing
dress is
with,
not
FedEx?
Amazon Prime Day. No, they're handcrafted for each customer.
Oh, boy.
So not a dying art. It's a
Wowza.
beauty. One of the precious things in life.
Sure is.
One of the rights that we still get to have.
All right, how about, has anyone come into the store and said, here's my mom's wedding dress from the 50s. What can you do with it? And it's kind of dilapidated and decayed and whatever. Do you do stuff like that? Like turn it into?
Well, we don't at Bridal Suite, but I have seen brides who have purchased dresses with us that they have their mom's gowns that they want to turn into a party dress, a
That's
robe.
lovely.
So
That
there's-
list of respected seamstresses that we
we
have.
hand them to them, and we
Rosa.
said, Rosa,
Hand it over to Rosa.
Maria, all
This
those.
is a Rosa problem.
Yes, all of our beautiful seamstresses, we
Very
say,
nice.
here, you get creative, they'll take great care of you. And we've seen the finished work of arts, and it's amazing what they could do.
The seamstress is really so important with everything that goes on. But being that I'm on the short side, Gina is not. Was always like, okay, we're taking a foot off this dress.
Don't buy anything with intricate detail at the bottom.
Yes.
No. I was like, oh my God, whatever. Okay, so here's my other thing about the dresses and the experience. So now that we've established that this is the place to go, where you have this one-on-one and personalized, empathetic, caring staff and experience, the thing I'm thinking about is when the girl knows it's her dress, you can see it on her face.
You can tell.
Oh,
I can
boy.
tell. I can tell.
Tell me about that.
They just, they're excited. They come in, they're excited, they're happy.
Sure.
Whether it's their first time shopping for dresses or it's their 7th store they've gone to.
Right.
They're still in the bridal haze. But when you see them put on that dress and they're looking at themselves in the mirror,
You know.
and they get that look, You can tell. You can tell.
And you must ride that wave and just be like,
We,
you are right.
we, the staff is, the stylists are so good at being whatever the bride needs, whether it's
Okay.
a mom figure, best friend figure, a stylist figure.
Okay.
They are so good at that they know what the bride needs in that moment. And
I
they
love
know
that.
whether it's to say, like, to give them that, is this your
Encouragement.
dress? Or
Yes.
to let them work it out themselves.
Okay, I love that.
Yes.
Okay, so this is all the important stuff that we needed to hear, but I thought we would have a little fun in the next segment because we are calling this Say Yes to the Dress. So I picked 4 classic wedding gowns that we've all seen. And I want to see how the 3 of us react to the dress. So we're either going to give it a thumbs up or we're going to give it a thumbs down and explain why. Okay, we start with, Lady Diana. Yes. Okay. What are we at? You got up?
I got up.
And what do you got? No, turn it the other way. Okay.
I'm thinking.
What in God's green earth? It's too big.
She's wearing pure silk.
No,
She's wearing
beautiful
pure silk.
fabric. Where is she?
It was the
Look at the
time.
sleeves. Andrea.
I love her. she could do no wrong in my eyes.
Of course. No, we're not saying, we're not picking her. Me and Gina are on the same page. When she came out, first of all, it was totally wrinkled. I'm just going to say that. It was totally wrinkled.
That's the
Silk.
That's the silk.
The silk.
That's the fabric.
Okay.
That's the fabric.
There were a bunch of little children with the train because it was probably 30 feet or whatever it was, which I loved. But the sleeves and the top.
Sleeves are coming back.
Okay. Gina and I were on the same page. I think you voted yes because you loved her.
I love her.
Okay,
and
but all right, you like the silk.
She's beautiful.
No, yes. Okay. Here's next is, okay, this is Princess
Wait.
Grace of Monaco.
I can have 2 thumbs up.
Me too. You can
classy.
go no wrong with that dress.
I have that dress in our showroom right now.
Okay, save it for my daughter.
I'm telling you,
I don't know if she likes it, but
that
I love
style,
it.
that
can tell by
style's
her
coming
face.
back.
Somebody just tried to copy this. Some celebrity. I can't think of who it was. Maybe Dua Lipa, something like that. That is beyond.
Yes.
The fit, the lace.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm a big fan nowadays because this is 1950 something, where that comes off and then it becomes another dress and then you hook
That's
the thing
exactly
on.
what we have.
I love that.
We have a slinky little lace long sleeve dress,
Love
and then you
it.
put the piece
Yes.
on, take that off. You got the party.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, it's from the Pronovius of Barcelona, where the factory that I went to go see.
Oh,
They're on top of it.
Okay, we all agree. Girls, listen, that is a polished look. The long sleeves, the high neck. Okay, yes, it's a Catholic ceremony. You can't get more elegant than Princess Grace. But to go from that to Diana, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know, my taste
This
is
is
all
years
over.
before. Okay, but we all,
have an old
we
soul.
all were like, yes, Princess Grace.
Yes.
Okay, next. Next is... Don't go to the next show, Bobby, just the next picture. Okay. Oh, okay. This is Taylor Swift. I found this.
Is this really her?
That's really
Wait.
her. What do you think, girls?
Stunning.
I think
If that's really
stunning.
her, yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, you don't think that's her?
I don't know. The dress is, but besides that, the dress
This
is
is
beautiful.
probably one of many dresses. How about we
sure.
agree to
Maybe,
that?
maybe.
Right? But also, here's my...
Even if it's not, it's
Isn't
just
that
the dress
Yes,
is
stunning?
exactly. It's
Okay,
stunning.
so here's my other take because I'm such a pain. She's long and lean. She's like 5'11".
Yes.
Okay. Strapless is not for everyone. She pulls it off. Like there's a part where you decide, listen, the arms, it's not working for you. Is that a hard thing to say to a bride?
I think it would be more of a bust issue, and this looks like it has
Like a
enough-
bustier, like a push-up?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the bust is not enough coverage depending
Yes.
on the bust size.
If
but
you're
this
tall
looks
and you have
like
a long
it-
torso, sometimes it does sit
Oh,
low,
I see what you're
and there's
saying.
a lot of show going on.
Because
but-
everybody
arms
feels
on a
like
lot of
they
people.
I do too,
Wouldn't
but I
matter the
feel like
size.
everybody feels like they have to have strapless, and for some people that really isn't such a great look.
Yeah, strapless.
You don't
had
want
a
me
more-
on your staff. I would be,
I'd be so
We
brutally
love
honest.
honesty. We love honesty.
honest in a sweet way. I would never be mean.
Yes, yes.
But okay, she can pull that off.
Of course.
And
Okay,
look,
yes.
okay, I really hope that's a real picture. I thought I did a good job
No,
investigating
it
that.
very well could be.
Probably one of many. Let's say that. Okay, and last but not least is Beyonce. Gina looks like she's giving her the finger.
It's the only one I'm gonna say. I think she could have done better.
Ew.
It's gorgeous, and actually, that look is coming back. We saw a bunch of that when we went
You
to Chicago.
could do much better than
but
that.
Beyonce,
I've
she
seen
could
her
have
shows in gowns that she's much
Yes.
more breathtaking than. Or the
Yes.
Met, when she walks on the Met Gala reds. All right,
Yes.
Andrea.
I'd like to see another picture of this.
I don't
one.
have that.
I don't think it's doing it. It's not doing anything for
Is it
me.
too simple? That's what my thought is. No? Okay.
Because
It
it has a lot
hugs.
of ruching.
There is a lot
Yeah,
of ruches.
the cat eye neckline is gorgeous, but
Okay.
Just wondering about the.
she could. I thought she could have done better.
I think so too. Okay, so the best of the best for us three was Princess Grace.
Yes.
I think
So
so.
I think you need to put that right in the front of the store because we all agree with that. And
She's
I
on
think
the
we're not. I
mannequin.
don't think we're alone. I think that we are with others on that.
It's a stunning
Okay, so
style.
that was our little, say yes to the dress moment. So that brings us to the point of the show called the Tiara Tip of the Week, which is this is for each of you, one at a time.
Okay.
What is your best advice for a bride when they are selecting a gown? Gina.
I kind of want to say be true to yourself.
Okay.
There is a gown for everybody, and maybe think about the way it makes you feel.
Okay. I love that. So maybe you have to come back a couple of times. Maybe the
very common.
first time is
It-
not.
it is common, and I think maybe they don't. Maybe I think sometimes the stylist knows how she feels before she knows.
okay.
So we process differently.
Okay, so the girl goes into the dressing room. She has her Pinterest shots, images, and the stylist is there with her trying to find gowns, right?
In the dressing room
In the
also.
dressing room. And then when she tries on the first one and you take those big things and
The big
those
clips.
big clips and you gather her in and it looks way better. She works with that stylist. That stylist is very important, right? To her
They're the
her
magic
whole
makers.
being, right, and how she feels and all that other stuff. So that must be a really important person that you hire, right?
Yes.
Those ladies,
They are talented. Those women.
those
yes.
are talented women.
Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
that
Gifted, yes.
I'd be
Yes.
like, come on now.
Yes, and they're all so different, and they all just.
I love that.
They, there's
They're motherly and
there's
nurturing.
a mother, there's a best friend, there's a fashionista,
the fashionista.
yes.
I love that.
Our little staff were small but mighty. We
Yes.
are.
And that's the personalized touch that we spoke up in the beginning. Okay, what would be your best advice, Andrea?
To have an open mind.
Oh.
Truly, to have an open mind.
Mm.
We see it all the time where they come in, brides come in and they think they know what they want.
Right.
And they're trying that on and getting defeated. And just have an open mind and try just one thing on that maybe,
Right, is a leap or
that maybe you never thought of. Just have trust in the process.
Trust
Because
the
really, it's an
process.
all leap. Nobody's ever wearing something like this any other day.
No. Did
For
you
sure.
save your dress?
Burned in the fire.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't think it was going to go that way. So I still have my dress. And I said to my daughter, you could do whatever you want to it because it was straight. It was off the shoulder and straight, and it was very modern. And I said to her, you want to cut that down, whatever? And she was like, all right, well, she's not ready to get married yet, but I'm open to that idea.
Yeah.
Do you
Right?
have a picture of that?
No, I didn't bring my
A
wedding
rehearsal dinner dress.
A rehearsal dinner dress.
I've
right?
seen them do that too.
Right.
It's so
It's
such a beautiful thing.
And
to,
my veil was in her bassinet when she was baptized because I thought that would be great. Like, let me save that because you take that off. It's so, and yeah, okay. So here's what we're saying. This was a panel of experts, not me, them, in telling you be open-minded, but be who you are, right? Be
Yes.
true to yourself. listen to the stylist, come in and take in all of the imagery and the professionalism that's around you. The personal touch, girls, you can't get better than that, okay? That's really important because you know what? I don't know how old you are, whether you're 22 or you're 42. Sometimes you're not seeing what other people see, and that beautifulness comes out of you if you're wearing the right clothing. I feel very, very strongly about that. So the only thing I can equate that to other than my marriage was when I was in the pageant. So when I was in the pageant, there are some ladies, mostly Southerners, that love to wear feathers and lots of shimmer and tons of sparkle and
Very
spangles.
Dolly Parton of them.
Right, very
Yes.
Dolly Parton. Okay, and it was too much for me, right? So when I saw them, and here were the colors: shocking pink, electric green. You know, it's
Royal blue.
It was
I'm sure.
royal blue,
Yes.
and you know, I'm a New Yorker. My reaction was, ooh, which I wasn't making friends. So, but when I had to pick out my dress, I went with let me feel comfortable because it's an uncomfortable thing to walk on the stage and be judged. Right? Because now you're in a pageant and people are judging you based on how you walk and how you carry yourself and what you look like. And I said, I have to be comfortable when I do this because I won't emanate the right thing. And then I also said, take out the lining because I cannot trip. That's a bad look on anyone, right? So they ripped out the lining because that could catch, right?
You knew what you needed.
And they hemmed it beautifully. But you're supposed to hem it right to the floor, right? So that it's not if you're in a pageant. That's an invitation to trip.
Yeah. Should be a little bit of maybe above, floating above, kissing.
I went with the above. So, but what I'm trying to say is I am hearing what you're saying about wedding dresses, and that's exactly how I felt when I had to walk across the Tropicana stage in Atlantic City and be judged by strangers. And I said, if I'm going to do this and I'm going to try to win, I'm going to have to be comfortable and feel like I look like I should look and age appropriate, not feather boas and it's not me. And again, then when I saw the ladies that came out with very ornate things, I spoke to them and their answers were they've been in pageants since they're 5. So this is just a culmination, like extra layers of shimmer and stuff like that. And I said, oh, okay. And they said to me, have you ever been in pageants? No. So that was be true to yourself. Right?
Yes.
I shouldn't be in feathers and
Right.
boas because that's not who I am.
And less is more sometimes.
And less is more, and that's what, of course. But it did take 4 people to get me into the dress because it fit like forget it. So the 4 ladies next to me got me in there, and I remember who you are, and I love you. You're my Sash sisters, and I thank you again for getting me into that dress because I was second runner-up.
Amazing.
Nationally.
Wow.
Who would have thunk it? Not I. So anyway, I also have to tell you that Gina and I are pickleball friends, that this is how the conversation began because we're picklers. We do not look like this on the daily. It's a much rougher look. But that's I read your article in a Long Island magazine
yes,
and I
yes.
said to Gina, you must be on the show. So that's how this was born.
I'm sure you ladies are fabulous on the pickleball.
Oh, we
courts.
are. We're ruthless. this wonderful, empathetic. Not while we're playing against all the men that we play against. Okay, so in keeping with the family dynamic, my next show is going to be very personal for me because my next show is going to be on September the 1st, and it will feature not 1, but 2 of my older brothers. And there they are, Dan and Frank Morigello. And there they are doing their favorite thing, which is golfing. So the 2 of them are going to be on the show. One lives in Texas, Frank in the green, and Dan lives in New Jersey. And the fact that we're going to have them both together is unbelievable. But we're going to go into the family dynamics from oldest to youngest. And I've done a lot of research on this. There's just a different way that people are viewed because of the position you are in your family. So I am the youngest, smartest, and probably the most outgoing. And there's reasons for that, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. But I also wanted this to be a special show because now that we're getting older. I wanted to talk to them about their values and how we were all born of the same content of values and the same cloth, but how they've turnkeyed that to their own family, their grandparents. My brother Dan was a professional baseball player, and how he took that back after the World Series was over and turnkeyed that into a very successful business life. And, what's the recipe for keeping a good foundation alive? Is it work? Is it the partners that they've chosen? They've been married for many years to the same women. And how do you turnkey that to your children? So I think that's a valuable show to show where people come from and how their roots and their foundation, which is what we spoke of with Gina, is continued into their own families and then their extended families as well. So it's a must-see for those of us who know us. We are funny people. And for those who just want to laugh at grown brothers looking at their youngest sister in a whole new perspective, because I'm sure the teasing is going to be unending. We may have our older sister zoom in because we can't leave her out of the conversation. And so before we get to Labor Day, I want everyone to have the last few days of summer in an enjoyable way and start putting away your white clothing. Because this is it. This is it. Because once Labor Day hits, things change. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Andrea. This was wonderful. This was wonderful.
So much. You're amazing.
Friends for life now. So Bridal Suite, check it out. Thank you. See you on September 1st. Good night.
Bye-bye.